Man, the last year of my life has been really stressful, but lately I've been feeling a lot less stress, even though time is running short. Welcome back to American Beef Ranch. It's quiet. It's super quiet. You see this ground behind me? I'm excited. I'm really excited because it is the possibility that we could farm this ground right here behind me. But let's not talk about that right now. First, let's talk a couple other things. Yes, the fertilizer company has been doing great. We got some new hats. We have new customers. We have new products. Our regular main dry fertility product has gotten a lot better, and it's easier to apply. It's less dusty, and we really have a potent group of products for anybody wanting to fertilize crops outside of the typical chemical counterpart, whatever you want to say, using minerals, using biology, using stimulants, using sugars and molasses and all those other things. It's super exciting for me, and we have a whole bunch of trials coming to you, so make sure you guys stay tuned. We have trials, we have some fertilizer to spread, we have different crops we're looking at. We are doing a complete program pretty much on potatoes. We've got a comparison on some barley that we're going to look at. Hopefully we got some comparisons on some grain corn, organic grain corn here. And yeah, I think that's about it. As far as a farm, well, let's talk about the ranch. When I get my financing figured out, we're not quite there yet, but and honestly, I don't know yet, but I believe that we're going to get it taken care of. You know, God will provide what we need. The cattle behind me, you may not be able to see them very well. There's a lot of steers in there, and a particular family owns these cattle. They've been leased here for a long time. I've helped raise them. Their goal was to raise beef for their family, have some cows, you know, but they didn't have a place to keep them. So I said, look, you know, we can figure out how to work this out. I am working on having beef for sale. I've raised all the calves that are here that are ready for butcher. They've been here their whole lives. They've been on organic pastures their whole lives, grass-fed and finished. So a couple of things I'm working on, getting together a small section of irrigated finishing pasture. So I have a really good pasture to, you know, spend those calves the last couple of weeks to get them finished off. They look really good, but you know, just to have that little bit of extra oomph, the little bit of extra marbling that we like so much. It's super important, grass-fed beef, grass-fed and finished beef, to have that, to make sure that our quality is super high. Also, we may have some cows coming from a neighbor, same group of cows. I raised those cows. I helped do the genetics on those cows. So they're gonna fall right into our program, and possibly we could have those steers coming in a year or two. We'll see how it all works out. The next exciting thing is we should have more, we're gonna have more farm acres. When we get this financing done, positive thinking here, when we get this financing done, we're gonna have more farm acres. I'm not sure how many yet. I have everything pretty much worked out to have up to 500 additional acres as far as irrigation equipment, water, the power company all lined out, all that stuff. Some of that ground is here on land that we already own as American Beef Ranch, and then we have a little bit of property next to us that we will be leasing from my mom, and we should have you know, some ground over there that we're going to be farming. It did get inspected. It will be certified organic. It's right next door, so it's going to be super awesome. As soon as we get the financing going, you guys are going to see us go to work. We plan on planting in about 5 weeks, as long as the weather works for us here. So that's in South Central Idaho. We want to plant corn between May 10th and May 15th, if the weather works out for us. So we have a lot of work to do. Luckily, the 185 acres that we have currently, that is our current irrigated farm ground, it really doesn't need a whole lot. We may do a couple of trials and stuff over there. We're gonna pick a couple rocks. We're gonna do a little bit of work at the pump station, but really that should be about it. And that stuff's gonna be set in stone. We do probably have an irrigation project to do. I do have a little bit of irrigation stuff to do at my mom's place too. On that side, we're gonna have, you know, about 110 acres. Basically, we're just gonna work the ground, get it prepped, and be able to plant. So not a whole lot. We just gotta cover the acres. We should have the ability to have the farm equipment to do most of the work ourselves. If anything, we wanna be able to work the ground and plant. That's our goal. Definitely want to be able to plant, because I'm trying to control the fertility products as much as I can. And a lot of people in this area, when they put on liquid starter fertilizer for corn, they are only putting on a very small amount, like 5 gallons an acre. We're trying to put on 17 to 20 gallons an acre and make that work for us. So I'm gonna have to be able to plant, and plus I'd like the control to be able to plant myself. I want to do that for me personally. So, and as soon as that stuff all gets done, we're gonna roll into YouTube really hard. Actually, you guys are gonna be brought along for the entire project, so that's super exciting, because I know when I'm consistent on YouTube, we get the good growth, we get the connections. You know, most people really enjoy watching the videos. If it's 10 people or 10,000, it really doesn't matter to me. I just hope to tell a story, because in the end, my goal is to grow as much healthy food as humanly possible, so that one day I can build a robust regional food system, so I can get to a point where regeneratively my farm is in such good shape. I've got my inputs down, I got my costs down, I've got everything taken care of. I can bring that cost of that super healthy organic food down to a point where anybody can afford it. And really, that's my long-term goal. And I will never regret all of the stuff I went through and all the things that we've kind of been through. Sure, some of the decisions I made, I'm not proud of, you know, made dumb business decisions, whatever, but I'll never regret getting involved in ag or being a part of ag, because it's super exciting for me. Not only have I seen change in my farm, and I've seen the excitement from selling eggs to people, selling beef to people, how excited they are to have a local source for really good protein and vegetables. My grandpa got his greenhouse up and going, so we have a 30 by 80 and a 24 by 24 foot greenhouse. There's going to be vegetables coming out of, they're literally right there next to my house. So there's going to be that also this year. That's pretty exciting. I mean, it's just cool to grow food for people and bring it to them locally. You know, the robust regionalized food system is really a big thing that we're missing in this country, and we've seen that during COVID, how weak and fragile that food system is. And so my goal, like I said, in this area, robust regional food system, get to a point where our soil health and our inputs are down to the point where that we can get the price of beef competitive with any other kind of beef in the market. We can get the price of vegetables competitive with every other vegetables, and we can get rid of some of the junk food, and we can add real food, and you know, really help people of all statuses, low income, high income, mid income, it doesn't matter. Help those people have the best medicine that they can get, which is food. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I'm super thankful to be a part of this. God bless you. And you know what, no matter what, if you keep kicking and keep going, eventually the dam will break and the water will rush down the river, and you will get what you need and put you on the path that you're supposed to be on. You know, it's been super frustrating trying to find the right partner for our farm, and you know, I've been told no so many times I can't even remember. But you know, nothing bad against those people, it just didn't work for them, and they weren't the right fit for us at that time. So I'm super blessed to be where I'm at. I'm super blessed to have the opportunities in front of me, because unlike a lot of farmers, I actually have the potential with the crops that we're growing in my area to be very profitable versus the rest of the country. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can support a farmer in any way, you should, because pretty much every farmer in the country almost is working at a loss. Any conventional farmer, basically, besides the dairy industry and maybe the cattle industry at this point, any of your typical row crop farmers, vegetable farmers, anything like that, are really working, and they're basically farming to lose money. And it's really sad, because people just like me and you and everybody else put their lives, you know, their heart and soul into farming, and it can be such a drain and such a super hard thing to do, and they will continue to gamble millions and millions of dollars just to have that one good year. And you know, sometimes it never comes and they lose it all, and it's all too familiar to a lot of us. And you know, I hope it never happens to me, and I hope it never happens to any of you, and God bless the people that it does happen to. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.